Yes. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Ali Selassie first. First was there a minute. Yes, family. On perfect balance. Yes. Oh man, let me see where we at. Hold on. All right, first thing first, let me apologize for the late start, the tardy start. Almost wasn't going to be here, but good thanks. We here. Andre, I see you. Monica, give thanks. Everybody else doing behind the scenes. Those watching live and those watching later. We call this the Now and Later show. Well, we can't call it the show, but definitely the show. It's a program. Watch it now, watch it later. All right. Let me just cut that music off real quick. Yes. What are the effects on globalization? Effects of globalization on sovereignty. Now, where are you going with this? Remember last week we discussed land. Friday we discussed country and independence. Shout out to Muta Baruka again for coming through, despite a little technical difficulty. This is a segue to part 3. This isn't part 3 because I'm still waiting on some info, but I'll do that, let's say Wednesday. You don't want to miss that for sure. But we're going to touch on this thing, man, again tonight, briefly in part, because I think it's very important that we recognize what's happening. As we hear converse, and don't forget, our prime servant is at COP 20. It's 27 now? 27, yeah, something like that. Pretty much the same speech from last year, like anything is going to make a difference. These so-called world leaders and the climate change and globalization and, greenhouse gases and stuff, they already know what their plans are, what they plan to do and what they don't plan to do. So these small island states or these small island nations, whatever they call themselves these days, all part of the agenda is just smoke and mirrors, man. We know that. So the question applies to the people who identify themselves as such, as being sovereign. So we want to put some information out there regarding that tonight, give you some homework, and take a look at this thing from a different perspective. Very different perspective. So go tell a friend and tell a friend briefly. This is what we're going to do, family. We're going to touch on this. What is sovereignty? What exactly is it? You hear a lot of talk about the straw man, people saying, come out the system, go off the grid, this kind of chat, But question, we see globalization taking place right in front of us. I mean, it's happening. The writing is on the wall. This is like every time you turn around, you see in this thing. And no matter how much time people talk, people march, protest. Look, you had Europe, the yellow vests, at the brink of a riot. Then COVID came and everything shut down. What's really going on, family? Pay attention. Right now, Britain is on the brinks, literally on the brinks of imploding. I mean, I don't know if people assume because it's England, things are going great. Man, they're having some serious problems up that side, man. I mean, people who know what's going on, just sitting back and watching is like, really, what's happening? So let me discuss this briefly, family, touch on some stuff, give some homework, share some information, and go from there. I want to drop a tune real quick, of course, and for obvious reasons, red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green, family. If you can hear this tune, give me a shout, man. Let me know you can hear this, man. Pull this from the top, man. One time. Damian Marley, Tobacco Pyramid, red, gold, and green. Tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Politically incorrect, we on. Tell a friend and tell a friend. The effects of globalization on sovereignty. Are we truly free?
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Wave the banner from you know your soul clean. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Roots reggae music up in your
red, gold, and green.
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold.
Red, gold, and green.
Every corner, every lane, every scheme.
Pay attention to the words, family.
Red, gold, and green.
Listen carefully.
Yes, enough, This are the energy the people them been lacking reggae beat. This are not trapping all who feel like them are tapping, really sleeping and them napping while me flying round the world. Think man a genie like Aladdin, and for water down the message just be streaming. I'm not having people in a foreign say them not get no good music, so me go on in at the booth and then record like man a Cupid hit the target. When me shoot it, it no hard to execute this lyrics. God, me don't tell it for watch me prove it. Red, gold and green, red, gold and green. Wave the banner from you know your soul clean.
Red, gold, and green.
Red, gold, and
red, gold, and green.
Music up in your bloodstream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Every corner, every lane, every scheme. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Yes or nothing know where we mean.
Red, gold, and green.
Three colors run the four corners of the earth. The
Listen.
five ocean, seven seas, seven wonders of the world. Jah bust the seven seals and sound the trumpets of your word. Of 1892, the 7th month, the 23rd. Unto us a son was given, unto us a child was birthed. The King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, I listen, I see, I the first. Some of them are weird the colors and them now do them research. Don't sing along, don't
listen carefully.
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Wave the banner from you know your soul clean. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Roots reggae music up in your bloodstream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green.
Red, gold, and green.
Corner every lane, every
red, gold, and green.
And green.
Listen again, family. Listen to the words, family.
Yes or nothing know what me mean. Lock off Babylon, them heartbeat. When the Rasta start speak, enough of them a blaspheme and a make a dark scene.
Yeah.
Until we walk in with the red, gold, and green, and every man turning a king, every woman turn queen. The red of it, the shedding of the blood will set we free.
Yes.
The gold stand for justice and equality.
Yes.
The green is for abundance and fertility, and the lion stand for
sovereignty.
Gold and green.
Rastafari.
Wave the banner from you know your soul clean. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Roots reggae.
The lion is sovereignty.
Stream. Red, gold, and green.
The lion is sovereignty.
Every corner, every lane.
Long live the empire.
Gold and green. Red, gold.
Those who know, man.
Yes or nothing know where we mean. Red, gold, and green.
Jeez, so I feel like pulling this tune again, yeah.
Wave the banner from you know your soul clean. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Roots reggae music up in your bloodstream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. When the
I pull it, man. Hold on, I pull it. I pull it, man. Hear this again, family. Listen again, family.
Yes or nothing.
Listen to the words.
Lock off Babylon, them heartbeat. When the Rasta start speak, enough of them a blaspheme and a make a dark scene. Until we walk in with the red, gold, and green, and every man turning a king, every woman turn queen. The red of it, the shedding of the blood will set we free.
Yes.
The gold stand for justice and
equality.
The green is for abundance and fertility, and the lion stand for sovereignty. Red, gold, and green.
Teach, family. Tell a friend and tell a friend.
The banner from you know your soul clean.
Love and greetings to you too, sis. Sammy, I see you. Daffodil. Tell a friend. Joyette, it's good to see you, family. Long time no see. Shout out to my Philippians, man.
Every corner, every lane, every scheme.
Janelle, I see you. Long time. Sonia.
Yes or nothing know where we mean.
Norris.
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Wave the banner from you know your soul clean.
I see you, Wenda.
Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Roots reggae music up in your bloodstream.
Up in your bloodstream. Red, gold, and green.
Every corner, every lane,
every scheme.
Gold and green. Red, gold, and green. Yes or nothing know where we mean.
Yes. Sovereignty. Red, gold, and green. Don't get tight with it. Yes. Give thanks, family, without question, man. Without question. That's what we're talking about. Art in Motion, I see you. Family, man. Look, I was doing some thinking recently. By the way, shout out to Bonga Lights and the family. Yesterday greeting was amazing, man. It was truly upful and joyful. Shout out to everybody who was there yesterday that made that possible. The energy was supreme. It's a reality. And these are things we got to engage in a little more often. Dialogue, man, this dialogue. And not just to highlight the issues that we all so familiar with, but discussing the solutions and the way forward. And having said that, the question is, what's the effect of globalization on sovereignty? Look, family, we could go over this over and over and over and over. The question is, are we ready to move forward? That's the question. That's what it boils down to. And Rasta, right now, like the brother said last week, Rasta right now doing something that has not been done. I mean, you think about it. I mean, what other groups, what other sects are pushing for right now? Rasta been saying for a while. For a while. All the different conscious groups, all the different, I didn't want to say Pan Africanists. I don't even want to use that word really. All the different sectors, even down to the ganja, you know. Everything Rasta been saying, they now saying. The only difference is that they saying it, but they're trying to say it without Rasta. The stone, the builder refuse. We ain't worried about it. Rasta 10 steps ahead, man. So what they now doing, we been done did. So the question is, what's next? Red, gold, and green, family. Red, gold, and green. That's the order of the day. So having said that, I want to do some sharing real quick and touch on a few things. One of which is I answered a question last week. When did Barbados become a country? And I've gotten several messages, a bit of backlash as well on that same question. And yes, I said backlash. Well, you would think, well, why would backlash? Why would you get backlash on that? Well, some folks are saying that Barbados is always a country. I think what's happened. As a matter of fact, I was even told that maybe I might be speaking from a legal perspective, and individuals are speaking in from well, I guess a literal perspective. My argument is that even if it's literal, it still doesn't make sense if you stop and think about it. But the thing is, you have to stop and think about it. For example, let me give you a classic example. Um, Africa, a whole bunch of countries put together. Okay. But there's no country in Africa named Africa. Is that correct? Yes. If that's correct, yes, somebody type yes. Let me do a little interactive thing here tonight. Come on. If that's correct, somebody type yes. Africa, there are many countries in Africa, many countries in Africa. The thing is, there's no country in Africa named Africa. So the argument was that Barbados was always here. It was always this island in the Caribbean. But my thing is, Barbados as a country has nothing to do with the geographical location of this rock, this coral reef that's sticking out the water. You see, the location, the rock was always here. Yes, I agree, but Barbados wasn't always here. It wasn't always here. So Africa as a continent has countries in it. So then countries are separate to the continent. Countries are these carved out imaginary borders by people who colonized, subjugated, and subdivided the continent into territories or states that they eventually call, well, colonies, which they territories really, that's really what the word is, the territory that they considered theirs. That word territory is synonymous also with the word state or country. They really all mean the same, depending on the context in which you're using them. Here's another example: the United States of America. Well, that's funny because the reality is you could say the United Territories. You could also say the United Countries. And why do I say that? Well, because every one of those states has a governor, and the governor is in charge of the executive branch of that state, which is interesting because America doesn't have a governor, it has a president who is in charge of all the governors. Sounds like corporate structure to me. Put this on vibrate. So my point for bringing this to the surface again, family, is to start calling a spade a spade. I think in so doing, um, we can start to make some forward. Now, I want to do something here a bit, but before I go and do that, I need a mic check. I need a mic check because someone was inboxing me, telling me they weren't hearing me clearly. Give me a mic check, family. How we coming through on the audio? Sound check, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Give me some feed forward. Give me some feed forward, family. All right, Tony, I see you loud and clear. All right, hearing you clear. All right, Daffodil, give thanks. All right, Miss Critchlow. Shout out to King Man too, by the way. So this is my thing, family. If we don't call a spade, then we won't know that we're playing with a deck of cards. We might think we're playing dominoes when the truth and the fact is we at the poker table in Nevada. So when we talk about this thing of country and state and territory, let's recognize that it's all dealing with this whole colonial invasion, really. That's the best way to put it. Having said that, then, if we occupy a space in this territory under the control of those who we submit ourselves to or acquiesce to, then you become property of the state or state property. And the funny thing is, people think that they free when they're not. So then, how do you attain freedom? I mean, when Barbados says it's a sovereign country, it's our island, home, not our country. I agree. I agree. I agree. I like that. Out the gate. Out the gate. Already know what time it is. And that's where we're going with this tonight. Because when it comes to sovereignty, let me put this up. Let me go share this really quick. Maybe I should just skip this and go straight to the characteristics of sovereignty. Sovereignty. There we go. Yeah, let me just go straight to this, man. Let me go to this one. SPS, School of Political Science. Let me just go here real quick. Let me grab this link, copy that, and start to share this with you. Let me put this up on the screen, family. There you go. Let me just, before I go, let me just put the link. I'm gonna put this link in the comments for those paying attention. Put this right here. You go check this out. It's not that long, but it's long enough. But go check it out. But we're gonna skip this in a second, and we're gonna go here and the meaning, characteristics, and 5 types of sovereignty. Um, the word sovereignty means ultimate power. It is in this capacity that the state is independent, and in this capacity, the state points to differences with other organizations. Now, what does it mean that is ultimate power? What does it mean that is ultimate power? The word sovereignty, it means ultimate power. When you hear that word ultimate power, what comes to mind? Ultimate power. It means that nothing or no one rules over you except your divine creator. Now, in the scripture, it talks about us being the children of the Most High. You know, Israel in the scriptures talk about God have a special people, a peculiar people, his chosen people, the people that he created in his own likeness and image. Obviously, the first people. You know, that's how that is going on. So, if this is indeed the reality that we are that chosen people, we are the people, the children of the Son, the children that were kissed by the Son kissed people, then ultimate power been given unto us by our supreme creator, then how do we find ourselves being governed by people, tyrants, by people? We don't even have to call them names, really, because the reality is, why do we submit to be ruled by anyone else? We don't even have to give them name. They don't have to be even evil or whatever. My question is, why do we submit and acquiesce to being governed by some other being when you have been given ultimate power? Like, who does that? Like, who does that? let me go down here. The meaning of yeah, the English word sovereignty comes from the Latin word superinus, which means extreme or superficial. Extreme or superficial. We want to get to this part right here. There you go. It's also a must read right here. Most important types of political theory. That's another thing too. If you go and check on this link, there's a few other links in this as well. Go check this link out. Go check it out. Go look it up. Start answering yourself some questions. If God gave you, if we are created in His image, I think Erica Badu said it. If we were made in His image, then call us by our names. Most intellectuals don't believe in God, but the fear is just the same. Now, if we are made in the image of the Most High, then why are we functioning like servants rather than the individuals we were created to be? Characteristics of sovereignty. In view of the above discussion of sovereignty, we find some characteristics of sovereignty. Sovereign authority is the ultimate. There is no upper limit to this authority over citizens and subjects. Wait, hold on a minute, man. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? See, y'all paying attention here, man. Ultimate. There's no upper limit to this authority over citizens and subject. There's no authority over, none. Sovereign power is eternal and unlimited powers. Sovereignty cannot be limited at certain grounds. In other words, got you lock in, got you social distance, all this stuff they telling you to do. You can't be sovereign and function like that because there's no one that has authority over you. None. It's the best part. Sovereignty is above the law. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute, man. Let me go back here for a second. Yeah. Give me a second. I think they're in the frame with your feed. It's a possibility. I've been having the challenge since last week. I noticed it more since last week. Yeah, I noticed it more since last week, but the only power that is ultimate is the power of God. That's right. That's right. I see you, Sharon. That's right. God. And there's no one else above. We don't need intermediaries to manifest our love and devotion for the Almighty God. See that? See that right there? Almighty is when we come together on that conscious plane that we are all mighty. You get it? That we are all mighty. You get it? God having experience in the flesh, walking around the earth, is us manifesting divine self in the flesh, having experiences in the flesh, influencing people, changing and touching lives in the flesh. But when we divided, if we're not collective, if we're not, yeah, see right here, if we're divided, then we're not the Almighty. That's why we find ourselves being governed and being manipulated by external and other forces, because we're not almighty. We got to get to the stage where we almighty, and the way we get to the stage where we almighty is to build self. But I go back to that one. Number 3, sovereignty is above the law and is not regulated by law. It is for this quality that the state can legislate. See, so the law does not have the right to control sovereign power. Wait, man, I think I'm gonna post this right here. The law does not have the right to control sovereign power. I am just saying. I am just saying, man. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Can somebody help me with this, man? Give me your thoughts on this, family. Give me your thoughts. Like, is that so? Is that so? Is that reality? How is it then that we don't function like this? How is it that we don't function like that? Now, when it said that sovereignty is above the law and is not regulated by law, it doesn't mean that you could be lawless. That's not what it means, because being sovereign doesn't mean you're lawless. As a matter of fact, it's quite the contrary. Being sovereign means that you are the law. You are the law. And therefore, you have to function and self govern yourself in such a way that you walk and you act and you do according to divine law. So you don't need laws. You don't need, well, let me phrase that, because though they don't write laws, they have statutes. They have these different things they write, and they bills and stuff. You got to do this. You got do's, and they have do's and don'ts. You know, these legislations they this legislation they deal with, but they don't have laws. Laws are different. You see, laws are different, totally different. So when we function in our sovereign self, then you govern yourself in such a way where the things you do not do, because you're functioning on divine law. Therefore, you not looking to do harm, you looking to do good. You looking to do that which is noble, that which is what we consider righteous. Now, we're not even dealing with perfection or imperfection, because the idea of being sovereign is to build oneself, search yourself, look within and recognize, you know what, I really got to stop doing this, I got to stop doing that. And you start to govern yourself, because then you governing yourself, you building yourself, and in building yourself, you building those around you, because those around you will see your progress, your growth, and could be inspired by it. You don't know who's watching you gaining strength from your journey. You don't have a clue. You don't have a clue. I was in the city on Friday, and I mean, no, that was on Thursday evening. Took a little time for self. Was it Thursday or was it Friday? I'm not even sure. I think it was Thursday, because Friday I had to do the program. I came back in early. But Thursday, I was in the city and showed it to a few folks that definitely looked up and recognized, politically incorrect is like crazy. But the energy that was brought forward, that they shared, is like, yo, brother, keep doing your thing. Like, I be logged on. And one brother said, look, man, I don't catch it live, but I don't miss it at all afterwards. I was like, yo, you see, he works at night, so you don't get a chance to log on. But give thanks to all those watching, whether now or later. That's why I said it, now or later, because a lot of folks were telling me, and I see that based on what happens behind the scene here. I could see that, way more people catch it after than they do the live. But it's like, whoa, it's humbling to think that people delegate and designate a part of their own time, their sovereign time, to take time to tune in and connect. And that's the energy. And that's how we become the Almighty. And we build and we build and we build and we keep building. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So sovereignty is above the law. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. And it's not regulated by law. It's regulated by divine order. You know, sovereignty is a fundamental power, not a given power. You hear that? You hear that? God, no, check this out. This is quite interesting. It said God or the Pope did not hand this power over to the state. The power of the people is the only source of this fundamental power. Hold on, man. Let me put this right here, man. Let me put this right here, man. God or the Pope did not hand this power over to the state. It's interesting they say God or the Pope. And the reason why they would say God or the Pope in this context is because reality is the Pope on earth is considered the vicar of God on earth. Therefore, what the Pope says carries a lot of weight. So what is being implied is that neither God, the Supreme, or the Pope, who is functioning as a supreme on earth, has given this power over to the state. And we know who the state is, by the way. The state has always been the state. The power of the people is the only source of this fundamental power. So the collective sovereignty of the people is what gives us that particular authority. So when the people give up their power to the state, what you feel gonna happen? When the people, and we'll say it again, we talk Barbados, let me deal with Barbados because the elder gave me he kind of gave me some insight onto some things. Yes, it looks like I'm going to have to speak on Barbados. No one can speak on Barbados except those who are in Barbados, and I give thanks for that. The reality, the fact is, we are here on this rock together. And when did you give your power over to the state, or what we call the government? Well, they're not the government though, because we the people are the government. They've convinced us for some reason that they're the government by using words and semantics, because they're not the government, they're the state. They're the administrators. They're the servants. That's why I refer to the prime minister as the prime servant, because the prime minister literally means the prime servant. That's what it means. The word prime minister means prime servant. And I have people getting upset with me for saying that and telling me all kind of stuff about being disrespectful. It's so funny because the word prime minister literally means the prime servant, or the number one servant, the main servant. Crazy. So when did we give up our sovereign power over to the servants? When did you do that? And if you have never done that, ask yourself a question. Well, why don't I have my power right now? Because you're being told, look, right now the children gotta wear school these same muzzles on their face. I saw some children, I saw about 8 children this morning standing outside by a bus stop with all wearing masks, about 8 or 9 of them. I'm thinking, wait, hold on, man. The adults, nobody else is wearing a mask. But children outside the stand because they're being so conditioned every day in, day out, every day in, day out. And what is being done? What is being said? Nothing, man. So parents are submitting to this form of abuse because it is abusive. It's conditioning children to accept something that is to come. So that the children will fight you on it because they've been so conditioned to it mentally that they can't even do without it. I mean, I'm seeing them everywhere. They do not take those off. Well, anyhow. The sovereignty of the state is unalterable. This infinite power cannot be separated from the state. Well, that's interesting. State authority cannot transfer this extreme power permanently or temporarily to a person or organization within the geographical boundaries. So there is no passing this to, well, permanently or temporarily to a person or organization within the geographical boundaries. When they use the word organization here, I want to go a little step further. State authority cannot transfer this extreme power permanently or temporarily to a person or organization. Would you not think that the BLP, the Barbados Labour Party, is that not an organization? Let's have a conversation real quick here, family. Let's have a real conversation. DLP and BLP, are they not two organizations in Barbados? Talk to me, somebody. Somebody talk to me, man. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. BLP, the Barbados Labour Party, and the DLP, they all have a chair and this kind of structure. So it is an organization. What type of organization? I don't know. Is it an NGO? Is it a charity? Is it a trust? I don't know what it is, but I'm sure somebody in Barbados knows. So my question is it not an organization? And if it's an organization, then how is it possible that we allow this organization and this other organization to act as if they're the only two possible organizations that can be elected by the people to run this particular state of affairs. Why is that? Oh, them is the government. They are not the government. They are not the government. They are two or man, hold on. Let me check the comments. Man, somebody talk to me. The BLP and DLP, are they not two organizations? Yes or no? They are here to serve. And the top servant is the prime servant. That's right. Of course, of course. Wayne, I see you, Wayne. The birth certificate. We're gonna touch that in a minute, Sonia. Stay tuned. I'm gonna touch it only briefly though. I see you, Jackie. Family, somebody answer the question, man. Talk to me, man. Yes or no? Is a BLP? Oh, I know what. I know what. I know what. Folks don't want to touch that one there, boy. BLP, DLP, are they not two organizations? That's a straightforward question. Yes or no? Yes or no? Is the BLP and DLP two organizations? And if so, why is it that we have given authority to this organization, which sovereignty cannot be passed on permanently or temporarily to a person, whether they're a dictator or not, or an organization within its geographical boundaries? Well, the geographical boundaries of the state of Barbados is this Caribbean rock right here, which they say is 166 square miles. It said Barbados. Let me give you a little insight real quick. If you Google Barbados right now, they say it's 166 square miles. But did you know that the island that we identify as Barbados is actually bigger than 166 square miles? Did you know that? Did you know that this rock is larger than 166 square miles? Rasta man, this man going off tonight, boy. Look. And still, the boy not answer that question. Hold on a minute. Let me check the comments, man. Both the BLP and DLP are representatives of the people. No, they are not representatives of the people, Aaron. They are not. They do not represent the people. That is, well, I suppose that's perhaps why you put it in parentheses. Representatives of the people. Nah, nah, nah. Try again. They do not even appear to represent the people. Their language and their actions are both consistent with plantocracy and slaveocracy. Consistent by definition. So they don't even represent. People have the false idea that they do. You could type that. But they both do not and never did at any point in time represent people. At least not the people of this nation. That is for sure. So when it comes to Barbados on paper as a document, Barbados is 166 square miles, but this rock isn't 166 square miles, and that's something we need to understand. The treaty probably gave the corporation known as Barbados 166 square miles to function and carry out their duties and do their business, but it does not mean that this entire rock belongs to Barbados, the corporation. It doesn't. It never did and never will and never could because it cannot be passed on permanently or temporarily. Infinite power given to you by the Most High, your Creator. When it comes to creatures on this rock we call Earth, because it's really all one rock connected. None of the Earth is not connected. It's all connected as above, so below. You know, the water that flows between the rocks doesn't separate the rocks. The rocks are all connected by the bedrock. The bedrock, is what connects the entire Earth. The Earth is one. It's one. These imaginary boundaries that we allow ourselves to learn and be programmed to accept. This flag, oh, I am Lucian. Oh, I'm Vincentian. I am this, I am that. These are all constructs and illusions that we are taught and we are conditioned to accept. So we accept them and never question them. But that's how we give up our sovereign power. It's time to erase all those things, man. We fall for the illusion of inclusion. I love it. It's a fact, man. Yeah, they represent the stakeholders. That's right. And the private sector. Hello, look, man. Look, man. Do y'all not know? Let me go one more. Okay, before I say that, let me go here. Types of sovereignty: titular sovereignty, internal and external sovereignty, legal and political sovereignty, de jure and de facto. That right there, you write that down, family. De jure and de facto sovereignty, popular sovereignty. So when they talk about sovereignty, you got to answer them what they're talking about because the different things they're talking about. See that de jure and de facto? Quite interesting. The question is, which kind of government do we have? Of course, it's de jure, although there's a de facto government, wherever they are. To understand how the concept of sovereignty is used, it is important to have a clear idea of the different types of sovereignty. And that's just the reality, family. Look, I gave. I'm gonna put this up again. Copy this. This is from the website School of Political Science. Go look this up, family. Go look this up. Go look this up. Start to read this stuff. Because when you put this information into your mind, into your mind stores it. And all those areas that you had blanks and didn't understand certain things, they start to fall into place. They start to fall into place bit by bit by bit. So go look this stuff up, family. There's so much I could go through. I got some other stuff I want to share real quick. Don't want to stick up too much long because it's already 9:30. Came on a bit behind, but we know how that go. So here it is, family. Look that up. Titular sovereignty. This is, let me start. Well, we're not even going to start with this. We're just going to focus on this one temporarily. So when Barbados said it became independent, that's where we're going. That's where we're going. When it said it was independent, and you know, Barbados became a country at that point, going from a colony at that point, because it went from being a colony under the Union Jack, a territory, a British territory. Look how they play with these words. Like, this is so crazy. Like I told you, territory, state, and country all mean the same thing. You see what I'm saying? They're all legal terms for corporations. So British territory is the British territory would be the British corporation in this particular part of the earth on the land. So it's the territory of Britain. Like Puerto Rico is part of America, but Puerto Rico is not connected to America. So how is Puerto Rico part of America? How? As a matter of fact, if it was closer, you could argue like the Florida Keys. But Puerto Rico, shucks, you got to skip past of Cuba. You got to bypass Hispaniola and jump right below it, and ta-da! But what I'm saying is that, well, wait a minute, Puerto Rico. I mean, right next door is like, come on, family. I mean, you look at the Caribbean map, and what do you see? I mean, what do you see? If you think about it, what do you see? Being realistic, family. I mean, territory. We control that area on the document. Why? Because we invaded it, captured it, killed the people, made a deal with them, and now this is us. Full stop. The Taino, in the what we call Taino, we know this from before we had discussed this, Spanish Inquisition. Um, Spaniards, though, yeah. But how we go from Spaniards to now America? Homework, family. But the Queen of England became our head of state when we became independent. And the reason why she was head of state is because they had to make it look that we were still playing this game as if it was different and separate. Well, y'all are independent now, go ahead, but I'm still the head of state. But although I'm the head of state, it's a titular sovereignty where I really ain't got no say in nothing. I just have the appearance and give the illusion that I am in charge, but I'm really not in charge. Although I'm still in charge on paper. The illusion of it. So we had the governor general acting on behalf, which is an illusion. We paid someone for 50 something years, 55 years or so, to pretend to be an agent acting on behalf of the queen, who really wasn't have no interest in the island and had no power, no authority over it. And we paid someone, different individuals, all that money, all that time to pretend. Sick, man. It's sick. It's sick. It's sick. Anyhow, family, go check that out. And let me get to that. Let me get to that. Because I see it right now, man. There's so much that needs to be done and so much that needs to be said that we can go on and on and on. I had something else I wanted to share. Let me see if I find it really quick. Give me a second. Ch- 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 Should I put this one up? Should I? Should I? Should I? Should I? Should I? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I'm gonna give you a link really quick to go look something up. I have this book here. I'm gonna give you a website here, and it links you to a PDF. Okay, it gives you this particular document. You could go through, start looking at again, start looking at it. Let me copy this right here. Copy that. I'm gonna put it up so you can see it, but I'm gonna also here look. This is it right here. But I want to put the link in the comments right here. Go check that out, family. I posted it. Go check that out. Go check that out. Get familiar with the language. Get familiar with the language. There's a lot more that can be said about that. That one word called sovereignty. A lot more can be said about it. And rather than do that at this point, I want you to get familiar with the language. Get familiar with the language so that when we start to have these conversations on a different level, it isn't something that's foreign to you. So this is considered your milk. Consider this the milk. We go in a whole. This gonna go a different direction. Politically incorrect has pushed in the clutch. I want you to know that has pushed in the clutch. Very seldom, if at all, I'm coming on here discussing the problems that we have, unless it's something that needs to be discussed in terms of bringing a perspective on it. But we're looking at solutions and how we're going forward because time is of the essence right now, family. There's a lot that needs to be done. A lot more needs to be put in place. So that needs to be the focus, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure others feel the same way. And I've received your messages. Yeah, I received the messages. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Put it that way. Let me put this up too. Let me just get this website. I'm give you one more website, but go look. As a matter of fact, just don't look that up. Make sure you download this. And there's other stuff on this platform, but you could go through it at your leisure because a lot of it is heavy. It's heavy stuff. But it brings you to awareness of what's really going on. And in reality, you look around. I was told that people just want to be governed. People don't really want the responsibility. I think the elder said it last night too. People don't want the responsibility of governing themselves or self-governing because it requires change and growth. And the truth is, perhaps a lot of people are not ready for that. and there's always a balance. What they call the yin and the yang. There's always going to be a balance. One will not cancel the other one out. There's always going to be that balance. So the question is, you got to know where you at and where you stand. And His Imperial Majesty always said that all that is necessary for evil to flourish is that good people do nothing. Well, this is a call to the good people. It's time to step up, family. That's just, and by stepping up, I don't necessarily mean step up and fight or combat this evil or the government or whatever. No, I'm saying you step up, build self, build self, build self. A tree doesn't stop growing. A tree doesn't set limits for itself and say, well, I'm going to grow this tall and no further. A tree doesn't say, you know what, I'll just produce this amount and I'm done. No. As long as there's divine breath in you, divine strength in you, and divine honor in you, you continue to do what is noble and what is right. And no one has to tell you that. That's something that's is weaved into the very fabric of your existence. It's your sovereign right given to you by the Almighty. As you are a part, separate as an individual, you are still part of a much greater whole. So let's connect at that level, family. Let's seek and strive to vibrate and resonate at that level where we don't even need to use. I mean, we the original Wi-Fi, we the original Bluetooth. You ever realize that you might be thinking something and somebody come and says, "You like, yeah, I was just thinking the same thing," or you go to call a friend and you go to pick up the phone and ring, they calling you the same time. Like, wait, I was just about to call you. You know what I'm saying? So that happens, you be like, yo, I had a gut feeling, like a mind tell me this, and not realizing that we have always been in tune. We haven't recognized that we have been in tune, and therefore we don't realize that there's a conscious level. There's one consciousness that we plug into. We don't recognize that because we are so distracted and we're going with all the different energies pulling at us in different ways. That's why when you wake up and Bob said it best, when you wake up and you crawl every day, you giving praises to the devil, I say, and these things take you off your path, your daily path of connecting with the people around you. Even animals connect with you. Animals can sense when you're not well, when you're not feeling well. A friend of mine said the other day that she woke up, went in her father's room, and he was non-responsive, like just laying there like in a coma. And she said, you know what, when I think about it, the night before, the cat came in the house and stood by his door and refused to move. I chased the cat outside, chase it, chase it, chase it. The cat refused to go outside. And in the morning, ironically, this cat was sleeping in the corner of the patio, um, just curled up in a corner like a little ball, and actually didn't really move until he got out and came outside. But I saw that to say that animals do tell us stuff. Everything tell us. We just don't always listen because we're not always in tune. So get familiar with these words, get familiar with these terms, these definitions, because this is a lot of stuff that was taken and hidden from us. No one has authority over you. There's no law greater than you. And no man, no woman, or no woman or woman or whatever other form of man they seem to have has authority over you unless, notice I pause, unless you submit or acquiesce to that. Political sovereignty, popular sovereignty, legal sovereignty, de jure and de facto sovereignty. And I'm telling you, man, internal and external sovereignty. Family, you got to know where you stand. You got to know where you stand because you standing under one of these particular forms of sovereignty. If you're standing under the wrong one, then if you understand the particular, well, let me phrase that. To understand where you stand is to overstand where they stand. Let me put it that way. Yeah, let that sink in. Because that's how they try to control. Do you understand? Once you understand, they have authority. And like I said, when they say they're sovereign, you don't know. Barbados is a sovereign. This is a sovereign country in the Atlantic. Okay, I'm not saying it isn't, But what kind of sovereignty? Legal sovereignty, political sovereignty, popular sovereignty, titular sovereignty, de jure or de facto sovereignty? We don't know. They never told us that part. So when you submit to this, yeah, that's my government. That's my gut. That means you gave up your authority. You gave up yourself to them. But anyhow, family, go check this out. Um, an overview. Like I said, there's more to it. You can go check that out and get familiar with the terms and let those words like seeds planted by the rivers of waters that in good time bring forth their fruit in due season. There's an organization called um, National Liberty Alliance, and um, they have a website. I gonna post this as well. And there's a lot of information on the website, and so I'm just going to share it. Those who are drawn to, those who are concerned, those who are interested, will go look it up. And if there's food for you there, eat. Just eat. Government by consent. I like it. I like it. I like it. Government by consent. Well, let me put this one up here real quick. Let me go and share this right here as well. Anika, I see you. Just now, just now, just now, just now, just now. Shout out to LA Lewis, by the way, and the Maroons and the Acapong. Capong. This is in Jamaica. Um, Also the Wichita folks up in Canada. Shout out to Dan and Sensi. And you know, Islam for sure to the Moors. And again, we could go on and on and on and on. And there's a lot of people who've done a lot of wrong, and there's a lot of people who've done a lot of right. You can't say A and not say B. So there's more coming to this. So for me, rather than throw you in the deep end of the pool, I am setting the stage like a good farmer. We're gonna clear the lot. We're gonna test the soil. We're gonna identify how the water flows, know how to plow the beds, or we're gonna use just no till based on particular crops we're doing. We're not spraying, so we're looking to introduce other crops so that will combat certain pests. Yes, using neem as nitrogen when we plant, also as a pesticide, so, and we're gonna get this thing happening step by step, step by step. So let's just put this up. So that's what's up, family. The website is there. Go check it out. Like I said, and there's more to come. There is more to come. There is more to come. Stay tuned. Next couple of weeks, we're gonna be going through this stuff. This thing called independence coming up. We're gonna be looking at all this stuff because this is the trap we fell into. And I say we because although I might personally know and see myself as sovereign outside and above the law. And I kid you not when I say that. And that doesn't mean that I'm lawless, by the way, because people think, oh, nobody's above the law. That ain't true. By definition. Well, what is law? I mean, if you ask me what is law, I am the law. I am that I am. So I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about codes of conduct that written by man on earth to govern people who submit to their governing, then that's a different conversation. I am definitely above that. See, Paul, wait, hold on a minute. Let me ask you all a question. Remember all during the whole COVID thing, all over the world, you see a lot of world leaders on TV telling you what you need to do. And there's plenty of footage showing you people lining up, queued up, masked up, skied up, distanced up, jabbed up, all over. But yet you kept seeing these prime servants, some politicians running around having private parties, not social, not distancing, not mask up, nothing. They're just having a ball. Even Boris had a ball. He got caught on camera. Even our prime servant at the cliff was caught on camera. Everybody having parties while the rest of us, they got to say us because we in it together, all locked up and hemmed up and distanced up and quarantined up and all kind of up and up and up and up. Yet they live in a whole different reality. Why? because they function from a different point of sovereignty consciously. So they can't submit to nothing like that because they mind won't even allow them to do it. They pretend to be so in front of you. Like for example, the jabs. Plenty people all over are saying they had some sort of effect by this thing in some capacity. You notice that no politician anywhere has ever reported to having an adverse reaction. None. None. I have not seen one that come and say, actually, I did have a slight, I did have a slight reaction and this what it was, blah, blah, blah. None of them said that. None had a reaction to it. Yet we still continue to play this game. I want to play something real quick, real quick, real quick. And this is juxtaposed to what was said. Did I get that privately? I think so. Let me pull this up, family. Yeah, let me pull this up. I gotta find this. I'm sure I got that. Where did I get that? Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, this is where it's at. Right here. Got it. I love the ancestors here. I love y'all. Don't leave me out at all. I don't even gotta know something. I just say I need to know it, and it always comes. Like I just give thanks. I give thanks, man. I give thanks. Continue to guide me. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable. Always. Yeah, Anika, it's just a phone call away. Yeah, tell him give me a call. You know what I mean. And you know who I mean. And I like that. I like that. Natasha, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Inbox me, Miss Wilson. Inbox me. But Patricia, yes, things that are legal may not be lawful. As a matter of fact, things that are legal are almost never lawful. Never. But I want to play this real quick. I don't have the audio file on. Wait, I wonder if I can get this on the live. I'll play it from the phone. It should be loud enough to play from the phone. So when I play this, give me a sound check and let me know if y'all can hear this, okay? Let me know if y'all can hear this. And I'm playing this to show you something. Our prime servant. Why is it, right, that again, the duality, the duality, the duality. You have not seen, despite all the marches, all the protests, all the issues with, I mean, for the last, like I said, we can go through them one by one, all the different infractions. We could just go up to now. You have not, the only thing you saw was white Barbados in front of the building on Bay Street, government building. I don't know what that is. On Bay Street, government building. I don't know what it's called. The building on Bay Street that the government used, government headquarters or whatever that is. I ain't got a clue. That's how much I don't pay attention to the thing at all. Opposite the Esplanade, when they had the little children with the picket signs and stuff about school and stuff, that was cute. Whatever, whatever. Why they didn't come out about the mass doing the same thing? You ever seen Muslims in Barbados protesting? Nah. Why? Well, let me not say Muslim because there's a large growing black community of Muslims in Barbados. Assalamu alaikum to my people at home and abroad for sure. I'm referring to the Indian aspect of it. Someone once told some Indians I was doing business with that I'm racist. They said, "You do business with this young man, he's racist. He don't like Indians." And to think that a black person or African person of African descent went to the people I do business with, been doing business for quite some time, and said them, they heard me in a conversation speaking about Indians in a racist way. I guess they recorded me and played back that or sent the file to these individuals and said I was racist. I said, "What is this?" So they allowed me to know that the person came and told them. They told me who it was too. They smile in your face. Oh man. And I do remember the day I had the conversation and where I was having the conversation. The thing is this though. Um, so yes, I said the Indians have banned up a lot of land in Barbados. They felt because I said that I was racist. But anyhow, my point is that you don't see the Indian population in Barbados that are Muslim, because a lot of them will be pretending they ain't know nothing about Islam. I mean, the same way Christians go to church, ain't got a clue about Christianity. You got a lot of people who play that role, but they ain't got a choice. Not that they care. They more interested in preserving their culture and promoting their people. That's the agenda. That's the agenda. Because Islam means peace. And as a religion that should practice and promote peace, how can you sit back? Yeah, I'm talking to the Islamic community now, the Indian one specifically. How could you sit back, a religion that means peace and being peaceful, and you see the injustices going on in Barbados, taken out, being handed out against people that were taken from their homes in captivity and enslaved and forced to be subjugated in their own land in some cases, like the Palestinians. I'm sure you can identify and relate, but no, you don't want to do that. You sit here quietly, make your money, and say nothing. You don't come to the rallies, you don't come to the walks, you don't be out there with us, shoulder to shoulder. So if y'all think Emmanuel is racist, meaning I love my people, I'm not no more racist than you. The saddest part, though, is that we are one, you know, because the reason why the Islamic or the Indian population look the way they look is for the same reason why Puerto Ricans look the way they look. Majority of them. Because the Spaniards came there and colonized the place, raped the women, and killed most of the men, if not all, as much they could find. The British went in India and did a number. Yeah, man, come out time. Come out time. So the caste system was cast. Yet you gonna call yourself the righteous ones. And you see this stuff going on. Even the government going at our children, attacking our children in school. I wonder if, right, someone had snuck into that Islamic school down there on Country Road, or I think it's Country Road. I don't know the road. You know me and names. Going down there by Baxter's Road. Yeah, that large Islamic school, the one painted green and white. I wonder if a group had went in there and did a survey against the knowing of the parents and the administrate Passage Road. Give thanks, family. The one on Passage Road, and did a survey with those children and not notified the parents, and the school sanctioned it, and it came out afterwards. I wonder how they would respond to that. I wonder how they would respond. Or better yet, or if they went to the closed brethren school. The closed brethren got a school in Barbados. The one going up there by I think it's my Lord's Hill. I could be wrong. You know me and my man. I think it's my Lord's Hill. I could be wrong. Me and names. But yeah, I think it's my Lord's Hill, 2 Mile Hill, some of that. I don't know. Past Welch's post office. Not Welch's. I got the wrong name. Flint Hill, yes, there you go. Flint Hall, sorry. Me and Dave. I tell you, it's crazy. I could drive there. I can't tell you what road it is at all. Anyhow, I wonder if that was that school, what would have happened? They went to that school and did a survey and didn't tell the parents nothing. I wonder what would be the outcry of that. What would have been done or said about that? Or better yet, Bertram was the other school on the other side of the road now. The one with the white school with the white water always got traffic blocked up because cars always want to turn to pick up their children. Why I don't know, they don't have a car park somewhere that the children could go in or whatever. Always got the road blocked up because of cars got to line up to go in and collect their children at school. Whatever road, St. Ursula's, or I think that's St. Ursula's. I think that's the name of that school. I don't know. What if that school was the one that they had went in and did the same thing, man? What would happen then? What would have been the outcry from white Barbados? But because it's majority of all children, right? The majority of people in Barbados are black people, African descent, using that word black loosely. We always say Ursuline, right? We always left to accept whatever. They will never try that. Of course, they'll never try that. But we acquiesce and submit to letting these people who we submit to calling them government when we are the government with sovereign power given to us by our divine creator, allow these individuals to do what they feel like? Nah, family. Nah, family. Enough is enough, man. Imagine that somebody love their people and love their nation, start speaking on it. All of a sudden, Emmanuel racist. I don't like Indians. How could I not like Indians? Like, how could I not like Indians? Why? What's there not to like? I'm a Rasta man. What's there not to like about anybody? I'm a Rasta man. I overstand. But people tend to want to divide and rule. They felt perhaps that my friends and I were getting too close. Did a lot of business together. Getting too close. Now I can't have that, man. We gotta divide that, man. They liable to build something together. The Rasta and the Indians getting like that. They liable to have conversations. We used to have some intriguing conversations. I won't call your name, don't worry. Y'all know who y'all are. And the person that told you know who y'all are. And now I guess they know that I know because I've been you. I just never said a word after all these years. But I know who you are. Rastafari, I see it from afar, man. From afar. But the thing is, lions don't look back when dogs bark. Look, I'm out of here, family. I've been on here too long already, man. It's almost 10 o'clock. But how to free yourself from legal tyranny. The UCC connection. The UCC connection. Pay attention, family. We the people. We the people. And this is the thing, though. You see them white faces, right? You think to yourself, man, it's their game. It's their game. And we have submitted ourselves to playing it, not knowing the rules. How can it be equality when we were disadvantaged for so long, marginalized even longer, subjugated just as long, and psychologically mind finessed is a different F word I'll use in case the children watching. Nah, we got to take time to first know who we are. Because once we remember who we are and know who we are, then that's it. We're not gonna play the victim's role anymore. You don't have to take your foot off my neck. I'm going to move it. Having said that, Emmanuel has left the building. That's the bottom line. Red, gold, and green, family. Red, gold, and green. That's what's up. So, having said that, though, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here, man. Um, wait, I wanted to play a tune. Let me see if I can find the tune. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Give thanks, family, for staying. You know what I mean? Sorry for keeping y'all back so late. And this actually, you know what? There's one more thing I want to say, and I wasn't going to do it, man. Maybe I shouldn't do it, man. Maybe I shouldn't do it, man. Should I do it? Should I do it? Somebody tell me, Andrea, should I do it or don't do it? Do it or don't do it? Tell me, family. Do it or don't do it? Do it or don't do it? Tell me, somebody. Uh, all right, all right. I'm being encouraged. I'm being encouraged. Critchlow, I'm into Jackie, y'all. Oh, y'all. Yes, I. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'll do it. I'm gonna 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 do it, man. I'm gonna do it. Pray pressure. Prayer pressure, man. Look, ah, man. Okay, so this what's up then. So I would normally do this, but I gotta do it, man. The people call for it, so that's what's up, man. So y'all remember this guy, right? Yeah. Uh, Alex, what's up, man? Sharian, look at y'all though. Hey, wait, look at y'all. Look, do it, do it, do it. Yo, y'all too much, man. Y'all are too much. I gotta take a water break on this one. Give me a second, man. Give me a second. Yeah. Give me a second, man. Give me a second, man. Oh man. Angela, I see you, family. How you? You didn't get a notification. You might gotta click the notification. Anyhow, this for the quick commercial. Y'all know Politically Incorrect comes on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at 8 p.m. Usually is 8 p.m. Been more consistent recently than before, but sometimes we do have little in-house glitches. We do appreciate all the support you offer, those at home and abroad. Of course, those abroad, the PayPal account is ebarilli@gmail.com. And always remember to tell a friend to tell a friend. You want to send some information and share some facts or whatever, email address is politically.n.correct246@gmail.com. And of course, WhatsApp is always available, area code 246-838-8253. You always hit me up without question. If not me, one of the admins would definitely give you a shout. Having said that, click the notification bell, do the whole all thing. Y'all know the share thing with a friend, like it, subscribe, that kind of stuff. I gotta plug it in because I've realized the page is growing more followers than subscribers, which is I just I get it though. Trust me, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And like the elder told me the other day on the bicycle, show it to the elder on the bike. I won't call your name, but you know who you are. I thank you for the word sound. He said he's the observer in the back, always watching. I give that, but this is an elder with a bike, old guy. It's like, wow. Pam, I give thanks for you too. And shout out, oh, by the way, the Empress birth Earth Strong entry day is today, solar return. Shout out to the Empress on her solar return today. I gotta say that, especially for obvious reasons. Give thanks for her in many different ways. We gotta praise our own, uplift our own, and let our own feel comfortable to shine in the way they ought to. So, big up, full honors and respect to you, Sister 100. Much love and light. Rastafari live, reign, and rule itinerally, itinerally, itinerally. And having said that, back to our regular scheduled program. So you remember this guy right here. Let me just drop this little science real quick. Real quick. We put the mic up.
Barbados, this is your victory. Your voices came together to halt the government from making this thoughtless change. Your tweets, your social media posts, your letters, your calls. This was people's power in action. I hope that we recognize you don't have to wait till an election to force change and to force things that you want for your country. And the Democratic Labour Party was proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with you on this. This is your victory. Thank you for saving Independence Day. Thank you, Barbados.
Okay, wait, hold on a minute. Okay. I feel like one of those, what should I say? I feel like one of those like sumo wrestler. Like on those sumo, yeah. Like, and this little scrawny guy gets in the ring, like, come on, man. Like, I don't really want to hurt you, man. I really don't want this, I don't really say too much about the DLP, too much. I don't say too much about this brother, too much. But man, where you was when they violated the children? That's what I want to know. Somebody please tell me, where was you when they violated the children? When they violated the children with a survey, why you ain't come back and save the children of the nation you claim to want to represent? Because now you're the president of the DLP. I don't even know how they managed to put this guy in charge, because I'm like thinking this guy rolling with Mia. Like, this is like rolling with the enemy. And because they didn't accept you and promote you in their camp, you run across the street and join this camp. Like, that sound like some espionage, though, like some real spy movie. James Bond ain't got nothing on this. You can't make this stuff up. This is today's special, mate. You can't make this up feature. You can't make this up. And I don't knock you for trying to think. I encourage you to keep trying to think. That's what you politicians do, quite naturally. Quite naturally. But how is it possible that you have the audacity to talk about we saved independence? We saved independence? Nobody didn't lose it. First of all, we're not independent. Well, let me not say that. Let me say it differently. We were given the gift of independence by the colonial powers, and the financial situation of Black people in Barbados didn't change. We became, as a matter of fact, we went in debt because of independence. I mean, rather than having Britain pay for all the stuff that they owe anyhow, you forced the people of Barbados pay for everything that they already paid for with their blood. And you have the nerve to talk we saved independence. Yet when the children was being abused, if I came to your office, Mister, whatever his name is again, maybe I do that on purpose. Energy, I ain't calling your name. So let's just say come to your office and I ask some people in your office, some staff, those kind of questions, female staff, those questions. Would it be considered some sort of sexual harassment or some indecency or something? Again, like y'all ain't say a word. Y'all ain't out there for the children. Why y'all ain't called Marcia? Why you ain't going? But you ain't coming on politically incorrect. Why you ain't going Marcia Week's program? I challenge you, Mister Whoever your name is, go and choke Marcia Weeks, go on the platform and discuss it. What your plans are for the children, because we ain't letting that go. That hasn't been swept on. Despite all, see, independence was a new thing to distract. It was a blitz. Independence was a blitz. They never had no intentions on changing nothing. It was a blitz. They lie and 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 they lie. Not that they really lying. They actually don't have a clue what's going on because they don't work for you, the people. They work for the plantocracy and the slaveocracy, the private sector and the social partners. You don't believe me? Listen to this.
Testing, regular testing, as well as vaccinations to be taken by all Barbadians and all persons living here. Why? Because we are satisfied beyond a shadow of a doubt that the vaccinations do reduce the level of sickness as well as the possibility of death, and they do reduce the incidence of transmission with respect to persons being in the same place. And therefore, without prejudice to our waiting for the opinion and doing the consultations on mandatory testing and mandatory vaccinations, we have all agreed that we will ramp up our own internal communication as well as our public education program, recognizing that we also still have to balance it with supply of vaccines, which we are still awaiting additional ones. I think that the last time I spoke on the 29th of June, when we received the 30,000 vaccines then, I indicated that we still anticipate more will come.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt, we are certain that it works and stops transmission and blah, 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 blah. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Look, as a lawyer, right, she should know the ramifications of perjury. You got, man, look, family, look, man, the attorney general is a joke. He is a joke. He's just a guy that likes smiling. Full stop. Because here it is again, right? Let me talk facts. You out there blatantly committing perjury beyond a shadow of a doubt. If we were to ask, there should be a hearing on this, man. If we were to ask the prime servant beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay, what is the evidence you use to come to that conclusion? They cannot produce any evidence. The people who made it came and told you that they don't even have any evidence. So if they don't have any evidence, how you get beyond a shadow of a doubt? As a matter of fact, they even went as far as saying it does not stop transmission. And let me say it, they said it. But here you are a few months ago boasting about this thing. And the reason why I'm playing this is supposed to show you the independence was a blitz, pure distraction, family, to take people's attention in a whole different direction completely, break a momentum. But you see the thing with the school children, I telling you, Mr. Ronnie Yearwood, you've been missing in action, bro. The Democratic Labor Party is in more problems now than it was before under the Pisa. Facts. You know what? I feel, right, that I should really just go and join the DLP for 2 years. You know what? I feel I should go and join the DLP, start paying my dues or whatever he's got to do, and start coming to the meetings, man, and like challenge the president. I feel like I want to be the president of the DLP, though. Because the Siberians like the same party. They don't really like switching up. Like, they don't want a new party. Maybe I should join the, what y'all think? I should join the DLP and just take over. What do you feel? Because if this cat right here is who is in charge, man, he might be a cat, but he ain't no lion. I could tell you that, man. You gonna wait till now to save independent. This is your victory. I look, man. Yo, look, family, solution based right now. Here, let me figure this thing out. How we going forward? How will the effects of globalization? What is the effects of globalization on sovereignty? The reality is, if we don't plan a strategy, how we gonna mobilize, centralize, well, organize, centralize, and mobilize, then trust me, they're gonna catch us sleeping. They're gonna catch us sleeping. Let's not get caught like the 5 virgins not ready, family. Because bear in mind, 5 were ready and 5 weren't. Remember that. 5 were ready and 5 weren't. Let us not be the 5 that weren't ready. And in so being ready, perhaps even have some extra oil to see how we can help our brothers and sisters along this path. Let's not just think about self, but think about self as a whole and not self as a part. You know what I mean? Rastafari. Having said that, I am going to hit the road. Sorry for keeping y'all back so late, family. You know, my apologies, man. But it's all love. It's all love. Family, family. Let me get a tune here, man. I could play the anthem. I could play the anthem. Might play the anthem. I feel I can play the anthem, man. Matter of fact, hold on. I think I gonna play the anthem. Hold on. I gonna play the anthem, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh man. Hold on a second, man. Looking for a tune, family. Looking for a tune, man. Help me here. To make things work. Long life, more pay, that's what I deserve. Not time, not day, and tomorrow can't work. Sound check, family. I got to rule my destiny. I know what my life is worth. From you a hustle fist, better days. Me know that one, the rest of them. What time the system sets away, the place I get so desolate. All right, hold on. I think I'm gonna do this one. I think I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one, family. Pull this one from the top, man. This from the top, man. Let me do this one, family. Let it ride, family. Whoa. Yeah. That one you hear. Somehow, some way, got to make things work. Long life, more pay, that's what I deserve. That's right. Not time, not day, and tomorrow can't work. Question. This question is being posed for me, or this is a general question? That's right. Clean up time, man. Clean up time, man. Are you ready for this time? I agree, family. I think everyone need to answer themselves that question. Are we ready for this time, family? Is the question, man. Somehow, some way, we gotta make it work, family. Gotta make it work, family. More life, more pain. That's what I deserve. Oh yes. No time, family. No day. And tomorrow can't work. Got to make it work. I got to rule my destiny. I know what my life. Got to rule your destiny, family. I hustle for the paper, for the bread I am the best. Yes. Down in a Jamaica, for make it no easy. Me rather be a waiter than sit down and a wait like a waste man. For no man give me nothing, me no need it. Politicians selling hopes and dreams. Investing in schemes. Meditation, come on, no slave and move free. Man as a slave. Somehow, man wanna move free. Got to make things work. Long life, more pay. That's what I deserve.
No time, no day, and tomorrow can't work. Oh yeah, I got to hold my destiny. I know what my life is worth. I was born a king like the pharaohs of Kemet. I know forward
Yes.
as the slave out, so never you forget.
Yes.
Always on time, me never miss a step. Why you treat me unkind? You want me a bust a sweat. I'm not gonna day along because me have some bigger plans. More for be more on a boss. So me a save up from a can. Invest in some stocks, some options and bonds. I'm thinking long term. I hope you overstand when I say somehow.
Yes, family.
Some way, got to make things work.
The metaverse is on its way, family.
Long life, more pay.
Blockchains is on its way,
I
family.
deserve every dollar, every
Digital currency is on its way, family.
day.
Like it or not, these things are all on their way, family.
I got to hold my
The
destiny.
question is,
I know what my life
are we ready for these times?
somehow.
Are we ready, family?
Got to make things work.
What's the alternative?
Life, more pay, more pay.
That's what I deserve. We all deserve it, family.
No time.
We all deserve better, family.
And tomorrow can't work. Now go work. I got to hold my destiny. I know what my life is worth. Yaga, yaga, yaga.
We all deserve better, family. I love it. I love it. Ready or not, we're already here, and it's not by chance. Those in captivity are the ones still asleep.
Yeah.
Blessed good night to you too, family. Yes, family.
Libation is an act of gratitude
Serious.
in remembrance of those who came before us, and an invitation for them to join us in the eternal process of life. Well, right about now, I'm grateful for life, health and strength, friends and family, good times, sharing good vibes.
That's right.
Dwelling up in oneness over separation. Rastafari say love is the way, We say love over fear. See, because love is the ultimate high, the natural high. Yes, I.
Yes, I. Natural high. Love is a natural high, family. Real thing. I give thanks for love, man. When you feel it, you know it. You know what I mean? Give thanks for those who experience it. You know what I mean? Nothing like it. Family, I give thanks for your patience again. Sorry for keeping you all longer than I would have expected, despite the late start, but always on time. Blessed love. Do your homework. We're going to discuss this again going forward. And there's going to be actually a Zoom link coming up soon to more interactive. I have a few speakers coming in. I don't think we're doing it on the I don't think we're doing it on the StreamYard. We may just do that one on the Zoom, and that may be private. I'm not sure yet. They'll let me know how they want to do it. Or they might just do it live. And if you want to tune in, you can. If you have questions, you can call in. But I'll let them decide. But this is going somewhere, family, and we're not getting off of this, because if we don't know where we're going, family, then any road is going to take us there, and that is the direction we're going in. So blessed love, stay good, stay true, and yes, progress. Those who paying attention, yes, those who paying attention, no, officially, all the portals open on 11th. Can't stop love. 11th of the 11th month, according to what they say is the 11th month. When is the eclipse? When is the eclipse? I know the full moon is tomorrow, by the way, on the 8th of the 8th. The 8th of the 8th month. Well, the 9th month, I should say. The 8th of the 9th month, although they say it's 11th, but that's another conversation. But when is the eclipse? I heard there's an eclipse this particular quarter. Give me some feed forward on that, family. Y'all have a blessed night. Give thanks again. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Don't forget to do your homework. It's important. It's important. Do your homework. Alex, it's good to see you, man. See you in a minute. Y'all give me a call in the AM for sure. Got a few things to catch up on and discuss. Anyhow, that's it. Y'all be good. Stay truthful to yourself. Get to know yourself. Stay upful and joyful. And like I said, things are happening. Yes. Yes. Update on GIS. Uh, yeah, we got much to discuss. A few things to discuss. I won't say all. I won't say it yet, but yeah, there's some updates on that as well. A few. The eclipse is tomorrow. Wait, on the full moon. Wait. Tomorrow is full moon. So the eclipse is on tomorrow on the full moon. You cannot make this stuff up. Portals opening, man. Astral project and travel, family. Travelers. Sovereignty. There's no power higher than you or me. Remember that. One love, family. Let me drop my tune in the background again. I like them vibes there, man.
Cold on ice while the sun was shine. I have set the vibe for a natural high. Spot the right inspiration for my mates. Yeah. The Empress by my side, yeah, she like my vibe and she ready for ride. So I'ma take my time. We living like every day is a holiday.
So let the music play, it's a natural high.
And when troubles come our way,
Keep it open and bright. Cause electric music play, it's a natural high.
Natural high, family.
let them break my
Haile Selassie the First, Empress Wazir Menin.
Natural high.
One perfect balance.
Natural diet better than a grab a stick. And it don't need no mushroom to take me on a trip. Have me higher than the ayahuasca drink for man a sip. And all me need I just have the snare higher than a kick. Say me no for pop no pill. When the reggae vibes are ill. With the pants up on the hill. I look on couple that for the I feel amazing. So no matter what me have to keep the fire blazing.
So let the music play, it's a natural high.
Natural high, family.
When troubles come our way,
Keep it open and bright. Cause electric music play, it's a natural high.
never let them break my vibe.
Mark it up, it's a natural high. Yeah, so I keep rocking, let the rhythm flow. Outside never locked indoors. Stimulating sweet sensations, lighting up my brain. For I'm blessed with life and health and strength. Church and church, family and friends. So 9-12 hearts still we celebrating all the same. So let the music play.
Let the music play, family. Natural high.
When troubles come our way,
Y'all stay peaceful, stay joyful, stay upful, and stay free consciously, infinitely, for all eternity. Rastafari.
never let them break my
Stay
vibe.
Mark it up, it's a natural high.
Pure love, man.
So let the music play, it's a natural high.
And when troubles